Such a nice day in here to film. Perfect to film in here right now.
Yeah. My handsome man. Who I love with all my heart.
Skylee is gonna build us a clothes hanger today. Let's show us how it's done, Skylee.
All right, let's go get the chainsaw. Is that in here?
Yes, ma'am.
In here. We're gonna need this puppy. I need some gloves.
You don't wear gloves.
You got gloves?
I don't need gloves.
You don't need gloves?
I'm a man.
'Cause I'm a man.
The gloves are badass. All right, I guess we'll head that way.
Sounds good. Follow the boss here. Keep your eyes out for the urban Sasquatch as well. We are in an urban area. Don't think these Sasquatch just live out in the wilds, deep in the mountains. They also will reside in urban dwellings. That you see there is the Lionsgate Bridge. What kind of tree are we looking for, Skylee?
Looking for a dead one. We don't want to take down trees that are alive. And it has to be nice and straight.
What kind of diameter we need on that puppy?
Something like this, I'm thinking.
Oh wow, that's thick.
You want to go thinner?
You like it thick. Oh, what's this?
This is where we conduct ceremonies and make sacrifices. I one time came in here and there was a dead mouse laying in the center of the fire pit.
Somebody sacrificed it?
Yeah.
To who? The spirits?
Well, yeah. But I just don't know which ones. And when I came in here, I had this like overwhelming dizzy feeling, and I felt like lightheaded and like uncomfortable and not myself, and like my instinct was to like get away from this area.
Oh.
And I later found out that the Aztecs come
Cool.
here.
Oh, really?
They've been allowed to
Use
the space here to do their ceremonies.
Yeah, they do some creepy stuff, eh? The Aztecs.
Yeah.
They have a deep, spooky history.
Alright, let's look for a tree. Okay.
How's that baby over there? It's a bit too thin. How about the clothes hanger rod? Are we making that
Well,
out of a tree? The one you actually hooked?
I think it would be cool if we did it out of a branch, because then it could be like not perfectly straight. It could have like a little bit of
Yeah. That one's probably long enough, I would say.
Yeah. That part has to be thin enough for the coat hangers to like hook onto it. So there's a good one over there.
I'll have to go back and check my records if there is a Sasquatch story from this area. Maybe out of John Green's book or something. We will read it.
What do you think?
Is that a good one? Is that for like the legs of the...
legs, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Yeah, that should do.
It's already cut for us. We could pull this one out.
Flop her down, cut her up.
Why am I cutting it?
You're building this thing. It's your idea.
Okay, help me figure out 4 feet.
Check this out. Check this out. My foot is a perfect foot.
Okay, but come up higher, start higher, like where the bark is.
You want to cut that first and then we'll know? Clean her up. I don't think so.
No,
I think it's pretty normal for you. Okay, we got our wood here. Now we're gonna head back and build this coat hanger. Oh, you just broke it. The one we wanted. Oh, maybe that's long enough though. Is this the part we need, isn't it? That's long enough, isn't it? It's plenty strong to hang clothes on.
Yeah.
There it is. It's all the materials for Skylee's natural clothes hanger.
Clothes hanging rack. Hey baby, come here, look at this.
Skylee is dressed like this. We were filming her movie, Cedar Woman. I'm still trying to get her to change the title to Cedar Woman and the Sasquatch.
Maybe. Maybe. I'll consider it.
Okay. What a woman. What are you doing here?
Something really unsafe.
But what's the notch for?
Just so I could sit it on top of those posts flat and then screw it in.
Cool. Can't wait to see the finished product.
Yeah.
So you switched it up to the chisel. Oh, you cut your notch with the saw. Then she chiseled down.
I did that with the saw. And then I stuck the chisel in here, hammer it down and pry that off. And now we've got this nice little edge here that I can sit on top of our post like so. And we'll screw it in here.
Beauty.
I should make it a bit longer so it goes right to the edge.
I would pre-drill that, just a little
Yeah, so
tip.
it doesn't crack.
Yeah.
Good thinking. I'm gonna make it a tiny bit longer. Oh, how easily that came off. If I really want to be nice, I could like sand it down and make it smooth, but we don't really give a fuck. We like rustic.
Sure do.
Oh, there's that side.
Skylee's about to mount the clothes hanger.
I guess it doesn't look like there's a lot of room for me to pre-drill a hole, so I'm gonna have to do that now.
She hasn't let me do anything. Don't go through your hand.
Oh, baby. That was a little... And yeah, now we're gonna put them on. So
which one's the middle?
That should be the middle. Because these two are similar, so I thought the different one should be in the center. Dividing my side, his and hers, you know?
Yeah. Good call.
Put it back on. And then we're gonna go with a nice little screw like this. That's like a 2.5 incher. It's plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not always all about the size.
No confidence. Let's get this in there ahead of time, hey? Okay, this bit really sucks because you see it's stripped. Should I go in the center or out the front?
I would go to the front, make it flush looking.
Yeah.
Nice flush look on the outside.
Hopefully, I can do this without... I'm gonna be gentle so I don't crack nothing. We did it and nothing cracked. So that's one, nice and flush. I can trim this little bit off after with the handsaw that I brought up here. He wants it plush. Okay.
Nice. If you guys would like Skylee to build you your very own custom rustic clothes hanger, hit her up in the comments. Nice, so we got it up. Just temporary for now. 3 screws held it and it's solid as a rock. So now that Skylee has built us a beautiful rustic clothing rack, now we're going to move on with the Sasquatch stories. Thanks again, Skylee. So here are a few quick stories of Sasquatches that were found dead, killed, or captured. Recognizing that none of those stories are very satisfactory, since in every case physical remains should go with them. There are none. Still, the stories exist. Let's take a look at what there is. Friends that would kill Sasquatch but would say no more about it. That's the story of Jacko. Already told in full. There are only reports from non-Indian sources in British Columbia. Quick note on Jacko, we will be heading to Yale, British Columbia, and we're going to hike around up in the mountains there. I actually found a few caves where possibly Jacko may have been found. Whole another story on Jacko, the juvenile Sasquatch that was supposedly captured by a hunter or something and put into the circus. We'll go over that story in another video. That's the story of Jacko, already told in full. There are only reports from non-Indian sources in British Columbia. Turning to Indian stories, there are... Is it racist to say Indian? But it's what it says in the book. Is it? Okay, apologies folks. The beautiful native lady laying next to me says it's a bit racist for, I guess, a white gentleman like myself to say the word Indian. So every time that pops up, we won't say it anymore. Yeah, all these old books, they say Indian and they're not very, what's the word? Turning to First Nation stories, there are 2 that are well known over a considerable length of the BC coast. One involves the late Billy Hall of Camanio. Not sure where that is. Like many well-known stories, It varies somewhat according to the teller. William Freeman of Kelmtu, sorry about the pronunciation on some of these places. I've never seen these words or read these places. These are some places in northern British Columbia, I'm guessing, but not really sure. William Freeman of Kelmtu, K-L-E-M-T-U. It's the spelling of that place. Places the incident near the head of Gardner Canal in the spring of 1905. He says that while hunting from a canoe with another man, Billy Hall saw two animals in a clear spot on a mountainside near the ocean and shot and killed one of them, thinking they were bears. He reached the spot. However, he found one of the creatures bending over the fallen one, apparently trying to revive it, just like a human might do. Terrified, he fled back to the shore with the surviving Sasquatch in pursuit. There he found his partner asleep in the beach canoe. Terror lent him such the strength that he whisked the canoe down into the water, partner and all, without a pause. Mr. Freeman had the story from his father, who was a resident Kamiano, K-E-M-A-N-O, at the time. The story is older. Mr. Freeman placed it at Calican Inlet near Buttedale long ago. At the time, there was a village at Calican. There's no one there now. As for that matter, Buttedale has also been abandoned, but it is still on the maps. So it sounds like a lot of these are old, abandoned inlet towns, probably on the northern coast of British Columbia. The villagers that lived there were supposed to have found a human-like animal with a baby in a cave. They brought the baby home, and the mother followed. She used to dig clams along with the First Nations and eat them. But she and the child did not live long. People made masks resembling their faces, which are still passed from generation to generation and used in dances in the Kitimat village. Kitimat, I know and heard of. One of the other reports may have been mixed up with Jacko in some manner. My informant quoted Chief August Jack Catzolano, so I'm pretty sure that guy is who the place in Vancouver known as Kitsilano was, I'm pretty sure, named after that Jack Catzolano. Kitsilano area I used to live in for about 10 years when I first moved to British Columbia, to Vancouver, and it's around 4th Avenue all the way to McDonald Street from Burrard, if you know Vancouver area. So anyway, Jack Catzolano said that he's seen a Sasquatch on display in Vancouver in 1884 at a cost of 25 cents. So you could pay 25 cents and get a look at this supposed Sasquatch back in 1884 in Vancouver. Later it was taken up Burrard Inlet. So we showed you guys the Lionsgate Bridge there. Right under that Lionsgate Bridge will be Burrard Inlet. We'll send the drone up now and give you guys a look at Burrard Inlet. Later, the Sasquatch was taken up Burrard Inlet, where the people cut its hair off to see what it was like underneath. It then died, so I guess they were quite... doesn't sound like a regular haircut to me. They probably butchered this thing and it wound up dying, because in the book here it just says that they just tried cutting its hair off and to see what was under the hair. What doesn't sound like this is a buzz cut or something, and they probably practically skinned the thing, or God knows what happened there, but the thing died during this process of having its hair cut off to see, because the people that captured it, they wanted to see what it looked like without any hair. Vancouver did not exist under that name in 1884, but there were enough residents on the inlet to provide an audience. However, the people who would have taken the creature away up the inlet would have been First Nations, and Jacko was supposed to be in the possession of white man. So I guess this story is not connected to Jacko, so it's a totally separate story from Jacko. It's kind of similar because they brought Jacko up the Pitt River, I think, somewhere and he disappeared. So this is a totally new story that I've never heard, and I don't think it's really been on anybody's channel on YouTube, this story yet. And yeah, Jacko was supposedly in possession of a white man, the white man that owned the circus or whatever he displayed Jacko in. A similar story from Alaska, undated, tells of berry pickers capturing a hairy-covered human at Bristol Bay, and they kept it in a cage. They didn't shave it, but its hair fell out anyway, and then it died. Renee DeHinden was told the First Nations of eastern British Columbia near Invermere were supposed to have killed a one-armed Sasquatch. In the 1950s, I had a letter from a man named Peter James who claimed that in 1949 he saw 2 males and a female Sasquatch lay out the body of a dead young female on a rock high on a mountain. I understand he died shortly afterward, and in the event, I never tried to talk to him, mainly because I didn't put any stock in the story. I have referred already a report of a capture in Tennessee in 1878, and the dead creature from the Monkey Cave Hollow in Kentucky. The South has produced several other stories of captures and killings. Earliest was found in the Flies of Helena, Montana, Daily Independent, September 19th, 1875. So just a quick couple of stories from Vancouver, British Columbia area, and a couple other ones from Alaska and such. So hope you guys enjoyed that quick story and the view of Burrard Inlet. That's it for this video. Cheers for now.